Hello and welcome to another episode of Mic Drop, the weekly video series where we discuss online marketing trends as it pertains to small businesses and franchises. I'm Mike Peters, Online Media Director here at J. Miller Marketing, 16-year industry veteran, and your host for today's episode. Today we will be talking about Google Beacons. Now some of you might be saying, what the heck's a Google Beacon? Others of you will be saying, that is the thing that I got in the mail and I don't know why Google sent it to me or what I'm supposed to do with it or why I even have it. And those are the people I want to talk to today, because the Google Beacon is actually a great thing for your business. And you should, if you don't have it already plugged in, you should go out, plug it in as soon as you can after you watch this video, because it is providing some valuable features right now to kind of make your Google business listing a better listing. So a Google Beacon, in case you're unfamiliar with beacon technology, is just a little guy. It's emitting a low signal, Bluetooth signal that is kind of passively monitoring things. And so in the future, this could be more, instead of more of a passive monitoring, there could be some more active stuff. You could be doing like push notifications through it if they've enabled things with Google. But right now, it's just kind of sitting there gathering data. And so what can you do with this data that it's gathering, right? So let me tell you the three great things that Google Beacons do for you and your business, just out of the box. So it's out there gathering the data. And so as somebody comes into your store with their phone, they've enabled some sort of data gathering permissions with Google, whether it's their location or other like shared data that they have there, any sort of data that they've shared with Google is now being picked up by the beacon. And so when people come into your store, that will help. It will be logged on like their location log, I would call it. But basically, if they're using their own personal maps or they're using saved spaces within one of the Google apps they have on their phone, your location will show up in that history, their location history of things that they've visited. So if they're trying to track like where they go, where their phone has been, your business will show up in that listing because it's been gathered by the beacon. Not particularly interesting to you, the business owner, more for like a person, the individual themselves who is interested to see where they go around in the market. But really the next two are the ones that you'll care about. And so they've come into your business, they've left your business, and how many times have you had this happen to you, either on your phone or on your desktop, that you go to a restaurant or a store, and after you have been there, Google prompts you. A little prompt will come from Google asking you to review the place, asking you to share your photos from the place, and other user-generated content. That is all powered by the beacon. So the beacon is logging that you've been there, and Google, trying to get more data for their business listing pages, is proactively reaching out to these people and asking for their photos and for their reviews and other videos and things that they've gathered when they were at your store, when they were experiencing your brand. So it's a great way to passively be out there getting that user-generated content added to your Google business page. The more content on your Google business page, the better you're going to rank for local search. It's a huge search signal right now in the organic space for local. So anything you can do to make your Google business page better, you should definitely do. And so getting these reviews, these photos, the user-generated content is one of those ways to do that. And through the beacon, it's kind of automated, so it's just going to happen to people who've been to your store. Great, right? And then finally, have you ever looked at somebody else's Google listing and been like, how does Google know the most popular times that people come to that store? How do they have that little graph that shows me by hour how busy or how slow it is there? And the answer is Google Beacons. So the Google Beacon is monitoring everybody coming in and leaving the store, and it's gathering that data and it's accumulating it, and now it can tell how when there's a lot of people coming in a certain hour, or when there's a little amount of people coming in a certain hour, that's how that graph is generated, because the Google Beacon had gathered all that data. It's also gathering things like visit duration, so it's monitoring when somebody comes in and when somebody leaves. So it can tell people how long they can expect to stay in your store when they're looking right there on your Google business listing. So it's the beacon right now is really, as it stands, it's all about kind of trying to generate data and content for your Google business page. But In the future, I think sometime this year, we are going to get a even better feature, and that is in-store visit tracking. So the reason you got a Google Business or a Google Beacon is most likely because you are a Google Ads advertiser, and you not only are a Google Ads advertiser, but you're doing very well at it. The people who are hitting or meeting or beating best practices in the Google Ads space, they are rewarding you guys with these sending these Google Beacons out unrequested. And so there's only really one reason for them to have had this linked to like Google Ads performance, and that's because one day they want to link the two together. And so now, not only are you generating this Google Business listing content, but you're also taking your Google Ads stuff, and Google knows if somebody has seen an ad or not, and then if they came into your store, the beacon's reporting that back to Google as well, and so they can link the two together. So now you're going to have visit tracking linked back to your Google Ads. So your paid search, your YouTube, your Google display, your Gmail ads, all of those things will one day be able to report on store visits driven. And for many of our local clients, that's the only kind of conversion they have. They don't sell things online. They're not trying to get people onto, some sort of lead gen form. They just want people into the store. And while digital and the online space is great because we can track all this stuff, once it comes down to the physical level, we lose that tracking for a lot of our things, Google being one of them. Geofencing, we can track store visits, and we do that, and it's actually quite popular. And I think once that sort of same tracking comes back to Google, we're going to be able to easily show the value in all the things that we're doing in Google, and we'll have another kind of point that we can optimize our campaigns to. So everything will just become better for us as your agency, you as the advertiser, because we're driving more people into your business because we know what drives them into the business. And so, as I said, that's not a feature of Google Beacons right now, but I think it's going to happen in 2019 at some point. I can't see a smart company like Google not putting two and two together and saying, we have the Google Ads exposure data, we have the in-store visit data, let's put them together and provide that conversion metric for the advertiser. So in the future, that will hopefully happen. But for now, you've got 3 great reasons to install that beacon into your business. Start gathering that data. Start passively building out your Google Business listing because it will only help you in the long run, because it is probably, I would say, the most important search signal right now in the local organic search space is that great Google Business listing page. So get out there, plug your beacons in. If you have any questions, as always, you can comment below. You can email me at mike@jmillermarketing.com. But until next time, consider that mic dropped.